Is your life a work of art? Well, it can be. Keep watching to find out how. Let's say for a moment that you wanted to create a beautiful painting, but maybe you've never painted anything else before. So what would you need to do to make a beautiful painting? The same way you get to Carnegie Hall, son. Practice. If you wanted to make a beautiful work of art, a beautiful painting, you would need practice. You would need discipline. You would need to try again and again and experience failure to learn how to make better choices gradually. You would have to make 100 crummy paintings before you even got close. And when you got close, you would still have to try a bunch of different color combinations just to weed out what doesn't work. You can't just use whatever, you have to use what works. In the end, you have to come out with what matters. And to pick those right colors, to draw the correct lines, you need practice, you need discipline for anything really worth doing. Now, in the sacred literature of the Jewish people and in many other sacred traditions, there are lots of rules. There are a lot of, frankly, daunting disciplines that we are invited to take on. Discipline around what we can eat and what we can't, how we should treat others and how we shouldn't, how we should approach healthy relationships and what kind of relationships we should best avoid. And the Bible and the commentaries and the law codes are full of lists upon lists upon lists of rules. Now, wisely, right before one of these lists in the Torah, God said, "You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy." You know, God has this people, and because God's holy, that people are going to be holy, and here's how. And then there's a whole list of do's and don'ts. In fact, quite a few more times than the Torah says, "Thou shalt," it says, "Thou shalt not." And you might think all these rules about what you can do and what you can't do are to weed out the undisciplined, thin the herd a little bit of the people who can't hang with all these rules. Maybe just to make the treasure inside a little more attractive if it's more difficult to get to. Maybe it's just the machinations of some entity that wants to make us suffer and gives us all these things that deprive us of human joy. There was a French author named Antoine de Saint-Exupéry? Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. The guy who wrote The Little Prince once said, "Perfection is achieved not when there is nothing more to add, but when there is nothing left to take away." All these rules that we have about what you can eat and what you can't, what you should do and what you shouldn't do, how you should treat people and how you shouldn't, how you should approach intimate relationships and how you shouldn't. For many of these things, our sages use the word kashrut or kosher. Is this fitting for us or is it not? The word I'd like to use instead in this context is care. Not care as in Care Bears give me a hug, but care as in be careful, take care of yourself because you're important. Have care in exercising judgments about even the most mundane aspect of your life. What could be more mundane, more basic to our existence than fuel, than how we put nutrients into our bodies so that we can go about doing our work? Everybody's got to do that, right? Every organism synthesizes energy from its environment. But what makes us different? We have the ability and the wisdom to choose. We get to look at the Torah, this guide to life that gives us guidelines that say, okay, that food is all right for other people, but it's not okay for you. Why? Because God is holy and God wants you to be holy and says, here's how. This kind of care is a discipline that builds character, that strengthens our muscles of acting morally. Saying no to yourself in small ways gradually builds up your strength to say no to opportunities that would hurt you and instead say yes to the big things in life. Saying no to yourself in a conscious way about what you eat, how you talk, what you wear isn't about subtracting from life, it's about editing it. As quick shot as this video is, you should see how it would be if I didn't edit it. Just like a sonnet, just like a novel, just like a painting or a sculpture, exercising discipline is not subtracting from your experience, but it's editing it toward perfection. It's editing as a means of making your life a beautiful work of art. In the coming weeks, you're going to see more videos with this care tag. And when I say care in this context, it's about being careful, taking care of yourself, editing the work of art that is your life toward greater and greater perfection. And even if we never arrive at perfection through spiritual discipline, we can arrive at something breathtakingly beautiful. To start us on this path, I want to invite you to do a bit of a homework assignment. I want you to think about something in your life, some habit that you have, some kind of junk food you're partial to that's not good for you, something that doesn't serve you, that you know you could edit out, that would raise overall the quality of your life, but you're having a tough time saying no to it. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be kicking the bottle. It might just be kicking that second donut down the road. It might be, I wish I could engage in like bad-mouthing people over the headset on Halo, maybe 10% less than I do. Maybe you want to bad-mouth people 10% more than you do. You do you. But just think about something small in your life that just seems just out of reach to dislodge from your practice, but you know that if you did, you could level up morally, spiritually, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about the world. Think of that thing, and if you want to be brave, put it in the comments below or send me a message through Twitter or Facebook, and we can have a conversation about it. Seeker, I am super grateful that you spent these few minutes learning with me. If you'd like to be sure to automatically get the next video that comes out, please subscribe to this channel. I look forward to learning with you some more, and in the meantime, Seeker, until the next video, take care.